Hello guys, how are you doing today? It's a pleasure having you here. So I decided to do this video and then call it the road to Forex trading success. I've noticed a lot of people have been having a lot of issues in the business of trading. So we're going to break it down one thing after the other. A quick introduction. As I said, my name is Tolu and I have been trading for well over 10 years. Yes, I have over 10 years of experience and I've been privileged to have worked for a few brokers in the industry. So I have learned a lot from my country directors, from my colleagues, and most especially from clients, from traders. Traders with all the many issues, different issues they've been having. I've learned a lot from them. And that is why I believe I have the good enough knowledge to tell you what to do and what not to do. Now, the outcome of this video, number one, you're going to get the step-by-step procedure of how to become successful. And of course, clarity is what you would also be getting, right? So now, we're going to keep it very, very simple. I'm going to try my best not to take too much of your time. And this is also based on a poll I did not too long ago. And that poll helped me to know the many issues that traders are having today. And these are the major areas that traders are having challenges. The first one has to do with the entry and exit. The next one has to do with the risk management, poor risk management, and of course, emotions that has to do with the psychology. So we're going to touch base on them one after the other. Now, you must have a trading plan. Everybody must first of all have a trading plan. If you don't have a trading plan, then I really don't know what you are doing. In anything and everything in life, you must have a plan, right? So the first thing you must know, what instruments are you trading? Are you trading Euro USD? Are you trading Bitcoin? Are you trading NASDAQ or whatever the case might be? You must know your instruments. You must also know the time frame that you are going to be trading. Are you trading from the 1 minute, 5 minutes perspective? Are you trading from the 1 hour, 4 hours, monthly, weekly? The time frame would also help you to know the type of trader that you are. Are you a scalper or an intraday trader, swing or position trader? You must know. Don't forget, this trading plan is very, very recommended and you must, it is a thing of must, you must have one. What type of trading are you doing? Are you trading with the trend or are you going against the trend, which happens to be counter trending? So you must be able to determine all of these things. And then the type of market. Is it a ranging market, which is also known as a consolidated market, or is it a trending market, right? The truth now is that the more trending it is, the better for you, the easier it is for you to see and understand who is in control and of course the direction to follow, right? So I would always advise you follow the trend because the trend is your friend. Market session, we have 4 market sessions out there from the Sydney, Tokyo, London, and New York sessions. You must know the session that you are trading. The market is 24 hours, but trust me, nobody can trade 24 hours, right? You try to trade 24 hours, you'd only burn out, and then you start to make unnecessary mistakes that, of course, would lead to losses. So this trading plan is just a quick one. Please take note of them, as you can always pause this video as well and then write them out and then start to fill them out yourself. Now, with that out of the way, the entry and the exit, right? We're going to be talking about this based on a trading strategy. Your trading strategy could simply be based on S&R, which has to do with support and resistance, or it could be S&D, supply and demand. And truth be told, there is a thin line between the support and resistance and supply and demand. They're more or less similar, and I'm going to show you now as we proceed. Right? Don't forget, for your entry and exit using information, you must, it's a must, you must have a trading strategy. There is no two ways about it. If you are trading without a strategy, then you are gambling. Simple. If you are trading without a strategy, then you are gambling. Note, please, before you start doing anything, before you start clicking on buy or clicking on sell, it is very, very key that you always check with the fundamentals. Check on the news. Is there any upcoming news that could cause some volatility today? Do we have anything, like if you are aware of the popular high volatile news, the likes of the CPI, Consumer Price Index, you have the PPI, you have the FOMC, the Federal Open Market Committee, you have the NFP, the non-farm payroll, and a few others, right? If you're conversant to these ones, then you know how to approach the market. Most traders today, they have that problem of just rushing in, checking the chart, and then they like something and then they place the trade. But you must always ensure that before you place the trade, check on the news. You could check on different sources. You have your Reuters, you have your Bloomberg, you have your Forex Factory, BK Asset Management, and a whole lot others out there. Now, this has to do with the technicals. If you look at what we have right in front of us, right, we're going to use this particular trend. You can see it's an uptrend. It's moving from 1 to 10. I can see we marked out the numbers. So please take note of the even and the odd numbers. This is going to help us tremendously for our support and resistance, or our supply and demand. So you can see how the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 is moving, right, for this uptrend. And of course, if it is for a downtrend, it is just the reverse direction. So please take note of the even and the odd numbers again. It is what is going to help us as we proceed with this trading strategy. Now look at this. In order for you to place trades using supply and demand, in order for you to enter using supply and demand, please look at this carefully. I just want you to pay attention to the odd numbers here. The odd numbers are the 3, 5, 7, 9. Why? Because these are the areas of entry. You know, for every trading strategy is to help you with the entry and also the exit. So for this 3, 5, 7, 9, it's going to help you with the entry, right? Those are the odd numbers. And of course, the even numbers that you can see here would easily be where you want to take your profit, right? So in this case, as the market is going up, you want to buy, and then you want to buy at the area of demand. So the demand here has to do with the odd numbers, and then you take your profit out at the areas of the even numbers. I hope that is clear enough for you. This, by the way, is supply and demand in its simplest form. Remember, we said we're going to keep it simple, and that's what I'm going to do. I promise I'm going to keep it very, very simple for everybody, whether you are new or whether you are struggling in the business. And mind you, if you are new and you're watching this video, you are by far better than myself and a whole lot of other traders that have been struggling for a while. Why? Because as they've been struggling for a while, they have learned a whole lot of things, but you are coming to learn just one particular thing that would help you to progress, to get to that your state of success. So this is for supply and demand. Now, when it comes to support and resistance, now with that same diagram of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, we pay attention to the even numbers. The even numbers is where we're going to use as a form of entry. Interesting. I'm sure you can now see how the support and resistance differs from the supply and demand, right? So for your entry, you're going to be looking out for 2, and that of course is a pullback to 2, or a pullback to 4, a pullback to 6, a pullback to 8, right? So we look for pullbacks whether you are using support and resistance or whether you are using supply and demand, right? And of course, you have your even numbers again for your exit, right? So pay attention to this, study this. As you study this, cross over to the chart, and then you start to see clarity. Remember, we're giving you a step-by-step process in order for you to become successful in this business. So from what we have right in front of us over here, and of course from the supply and demand that we talked about, pay attention, look at your charts, and then duplicate this movement. Some might not be as clean as this, obviously, but trust me, the cleaner the trend is, the cleaner you will see all of this. Now, please take note of this, that your entry can be based, preferably, I always prefer entry on market execution. You can enter using market execution or enter using pending orders. Why do I prefer market execution, by the way? Simply because you are going to be paying attention to the candlestick formation. The candlestick formation at that area of interest for your entry, right, is going to help you to avoid unnecessary losses. And of course, some traders normally use some candlestick formations such as the hammers, also known as the pin bar, or the engulfings, whether it's bearish engulfing or bullish engulfing or whatever the case might be. So please take note of that. It is very important. And then for your stop loss, a lot of traders don't know where to set their stop loss. For your stop loss, preferably it should be at the other side of that candlestick, right? So that candlestick, if this is the size of the candlestick and you are entering over here, probably you want to sell to take it down, then your stop loss should be at the other side over here. Very key, very important, and I hope you got that. Now, risk management. Biggest problem with a lot of traders is that they allow the risk management. In short, they don't even understand risk management. They don't know what it entails. Risk management simply is for you to be able to use, the proper risk, minimize your risk, and also maximize your reward. And when it comes to minimizing of risk, we normally say anything around 1%. I'm sure you hear that around 1%. Why 1%? 1% because it's going to help you to control your emotions. Meaning that if you have a loss, this is just 1% of your account. You place another trade, it's a loss, just another 1%. That is 2% gone. You still have 98% of your account intact, and your account is still very much, gallant for you to continue trading, right? And then when it comes to maximizing your reward, we always say based on the stop loss and the take profit. Stop loss and take profit. Make sure that your take profit is always greater than your stop loss. What does that mean? If your stop loss is 30 pips as an example, I'm using an arbitrary figure, by the way. If your stop loss is 30 pips, please, your take profit should be greater than 30 pips, right? So your take profit can be 40 pips, 50, 60, 70, 80. But please do not just pick anyhow value for take profit. It must be based on that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 uptrend pattern that we looked at. The distance from the entry to the take profit will help you to know the take profit in pips, and then the difference from the entry and the stop loss would help you to know the stop loss in pips as well. This is very important. And I would also say this, when it comes to risk management, this will help you to ensure that you continue to use a minute risk, because you know that your reward is going to be by far greater. And this is something that is very important for traders to take note of. I hope I'm not too fast. If I'm too fast, I believe you can slow down the video, and of course you can always watch it over and over again. I decided to do this based on a poll that I did not too long ago, and of course from that poll I noticed that a lot of people have been doing the same thing with respect to the entry, exit, the trading strategy. Some don't even have a trading strategy, and then the risk management has been rather poor. That has been affecting their emotions. And then speaking of emotions, right, because this here is a killer. Trust me, this is a killer. I've been guilty of this for years. Remember I said I've been doing this for more than 10 years. At the very beginning, a lot of years was a waste because I didn't have a mentor. I didn't have anybody to show me the ropes, right? But this emotions that has to do with psychology of trading, the mindset. You must have a winning mentality, which is very important, right? You must trade like a robot. I tell people, have you heard about that before? Trade like a robot. Why did I say trade like a robot? A robot has zero emotions. A robot has no emotions whatsoever. So that means that a trader that has no emotions like a robot, it simply means what? It simply means based on the emotions, happy, sad, angry, and scared, they will be flat. Why? This results in big issues for traders. When you are happy, you know what happens when you are happy? You want to make more. Obviously, you're happy because you are making pips, you are making money, and then you want more. And then before you know it, you allow greed to set in, and then you probably increase your lot size, your volume that we just talked about, right? Or you place too many trades, and this becomes an issue for traders. And of course, because of greed is the killer. And because of greed, you start to have losses, and then before you know it, you become sad. And as you become sad, it's because of the losses, obviously. And when you have more losses, you become angry. When you are very angry, you saw my face change. When you are very angry, what happens? You want to revenge. And revenge trading never ends well. I'm sure you're smiling where you are watching this. Revenge trading never ends well. Please, please trade like a robot. And before you know it, you revenge. You even have more losses, bigger losses. You become scared. Fear grips you. Fear takes over. And before you know it, I hear this a lot. Traders then say, I'm afraid to place trades. You are afraid to place trades. Why? Because you allowed yourself to trade in a state of mind, right, where your emotions were in control. So trade like robots, very, very key. It will help you to control your happy, sad, angry, and scared state of mind, right? Very key, very, very important. Now, final word, as I said, I'm trying to make this video not as long as possible. Of course, I could make it up to hours, give you a full course on all, but I want to make it as short as possible for these things to hit home, and then you use them to your advantage to become successful. Numero uno, account protection is number one. This is one major area that traders fail. Everybody wants to make money in the business, quite all right, because of course we know it's a lucrative business where over trillions of dollars is being exchanged on a daily basis. So people want to make money. I want to make money. You want to make money. The whole entire world wants to make money. But we do not look at protecting our account. In football, in soccer, you would always hear some formations such as 4-4-2, 4-3-3. Have you ever heard about 2-4-4 or maybe 1-4-5? No, because they work first of all on protecting the goalpost, right, and not just attacking. So the best form of attack, the best form of making money is to defend, is to protect your money, and then you see that reverse psychology start to take effect, and then you start to make money gradually. Now, trading is 10% strategy and 90% psychology. That means that everything is here, and the psychology, your emotions, we just talked about happy, sad, angry, and then scared. You need to work on that, and that's why I said earlier, trade like robot. Zero your mind from the winners, zero your mind from the losses. Follow your rules. That is one major aspect that traders are failing in today. Follow your rules. They are there to guide you. They are there to show you the way to success. And that is why a lot of you have been delaying your success up till now. It is always best to master a few instruments. I see traders today trying to be, jack of all, trying to be master all instruments, right? But the truth now is that once you can master one instrument, you will know when it is awake, you know when it is tired, when it is angry, when it is happy, and so on. And then you'll be able to take advantage of it. Now, of course, I believe everything we've been talking up till now has been making sense, because the truth now is that there must be a common sense approach to trading, to anything in life, and to being successful in life generally, right? So the fewer instruments, the better for you. Less in this case can easily be more. Slow and steady wins the race. Please, we all know you have bills to pay, you have rent, you have school fees, and so on. But the truth now is that you must, don't put pressure on yourself. Slow and steady. Gradually, you will get there. But you need to take it one step at a time. Most traders, they just want to just dash there. It is not a sprint, it is more of a marathon. So please pay attention to that. It is very, very important, and it is something that I have seen that traders fail in. They start trading today and they say, oh, my target for the month is I want to make $1 million. I want to hit this target, and so on. They're pushing themselves too much. Slow and steady wins the race. It's not about who makes $1 million first. It's about making $1 million, right? And that's why a lot of people have not gotten to where they're supposed to, because they have been trying to, go faster than the pace. Keep a journal. Keep records of your trades. right? This is going to help you to know more about yourself. It's going to help you to improve drastically, because it will help you to know about your winners and your losers. Your winners will help you to know when they actually occur. So it will help you to know when to actually be trading, and then your losers will also help you to know when they occur, so you know when not to trade. And this journal, this record keeping, is going to help you to improve drastically. Trust me, when you keep a journal. How many of you have a journal? I know a lot of people don't have a journal. And if you have a journal, how long have you been religiously using that journal? You must use that journal every day, like your life depends on it. Very key. And then you will see your trading catapult, move to the next level at the end of the day. Quitting is not an option. I repeat, quitting is not an option. If I had thrown in the towels years ago, I would not be here, giving you this quick video to, to give you and to steer you in the right direction. So quitting is not an option. Very, very key. Why? Because quitters will never, 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 never win. And winners will what? Winners will never, never, never quit. Very, very important. So right now, I want you to tell yourself that you are a winner. Even if you had losses this week or last week, maybe you've even crashed an account, because I know some of you watching this video have crashed an account before, or maybe even recently, or whatever the case might be. But tell yourself, you are not a quitter. Rome was not built in one day, so you will surely get there, right? And then with that said, if you have any questions, I want you to reach out, comment with your questions. If the video was helpful, give it a thumbs up, or whatever the case might be. I told you that this was going to be a quick one. I hope this was not too lengthy, but I want to believe that you have gotten value from this video. I want to believe that it has hit home. And of course, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out and I'll help you out. We'll see what we can do together for you to be successful. If a lot more people can attain that success, right, it will be good for the world at large. We already know inflation is a killer. Inflation is what the world is battling with right now. And inflation simply means that the value of your money that you have now, it is depreciating. So that simply means that you need to make more and more money at the end of the day, right? So to your success, everybody, I wish you best of luck. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Any assistance whatsoever, I'm here for you. And of course, do the needful. Follow this plan that I have, laid out for you. If it makes sense, that is, follow it. If you feel it doesn't make sense, you could throw it out the window. No matter what, it's not a problem. But do what you have to do. And I wish you and I pray for you that you would get there. Thank you guys. It has indeed been a pleasure. Goodbye and God bless. Cheers.